Welcome back to Leeds Lately for the live watch-along of Leeds United versus West Ham United at Elland Road. Leeds looking to bounce back from that loss that we took against Burnley, which of course was a game where we all said this is a game we really should be winning. So if we don't go ahead and win this West Ham game, it's going to look like a very difficult run-in towards Christmas. So it's important that we get off to a good start here. It's important that we progress the ball fast, and it's important that those substitutes that have made their way into the starting lineup start to make an impact on the team. Welcome everybody who is joining us. Welcome, of course, to all of our Leeds Lately members. Welcome to Karen Curtin. Welcome to John Garside. Welcome to Ryan Tune. And as well as that, welcome to any other Leeds Lately members who are in here, Liam B as well. And of course, welcome to all our non-members, Munchy Toy, Clive T, Penny Lane, Andy Rowe. See who else is in there here so far. Welcome, everybody. I'm good, thanks, Ryan. Hope you're all well as well, down in the chat below. And today looks like a game where, again, Leeds United are going to have to pull one out the bag and get a victory. There are some changes to the Leeds United lineup, but first of all, of course, we'll go through the West Ham lineup. West Ham look to be setting up in a bit of a 3-4-3, which will drop into a 5 when they don't have the ball. Areola in goal, then you've got Scarles, Todibo and Kilman as the three at the back. Then on the right hand side of midfield, you've got Wan-Bissaka, and the left you've got Malik Hadji Diouf. I was getting confused with El Hadji Diouf then. Malik Hadji Diouf, who of course Leeds were linked with, very decent fullback getting forward as well, and it's important that we don't get caught out on the counter attack with him and Somerville down that side. In the two midfield roles, then you've got Souček and Irving, and then up top you've got Somerville, Paquetá, and Jared Bowen. So not a bad lineup for West Ham. There are certainly some players who I would say are worse than others, but you've also got to look at the fact that people like Somerville, he was so excellent on the counter-attack when he played for Leeds down in the Championship that he's going to be fitting into the way that Nuno Espirito Santo is going to want to play here with West Ham. So it's important that we ensure that we are available to defend those situations properly. Welcome to everybody who is joining us. Welcome to Robert Wetzel. Welcome to CB. Welcome everybody who is joining us. We are just around 12 minutes away from kickoff at Elland Road in a game that, like I said, we've got to win. Das Payne saying, good evening all, hope you're all well. Smashing a couple of beers, tough but winnable game tonight. But listening to Stuart Dallas, we need to take our chances. Absolutely, and I think that is something that we've seen in the last few games is A, we're conceding fairly early in these games, and B, we're conceding late as well, and then we're not taking our chances when we do have dominant periods. So it's important that we turn all that around tonight. Andy Rowe saying, I pray Bowen and Somerville don't create havoc. Yeah, me too. There's certainly something to be said for Farke doing a bit of research into the way that West Ham play and saying perhaps we don't let them counter-attack how they want to by maybe leaving one player back before overloading everyone in their half of the pitch. Welcome to Tim as well, TJ Ray Music. Welcome, of course, to the stream. Leeds looking to get back to winning ways tonight. And if we do, it starts to look like a fairly good start to the season, to be honest. A point a game is about what you need to survive. And if we can have 3 wins from the first, 9 games we'll have played? Let's have a little look at the table. No, I think we've played 8 games. Yeah, we've played 8 games, and if we play one more, that's 9. So 3 wins out of 9, you can't scoff at, really. That really wouldn't be bad at all, would it? 3 wins out of 9, 4 defeats, 2 draws. Yeah, you're not complaining about that, are you, at the start of the season? Let's just check FPL. Oh, I've still got a free transfer. Or is that for next? Oh, that's for next week, that's why. But in today's lineup, or today's game, I've got Rodon and Goodmanson, my two Leeds players in my fantasy team. Well, it seems like Perry maybe had a... Yeah, I will, CB. I was just waiting for more people to join in the chat before I go through it, because then I get people coming back in and saying, "Oh, what's the lineup?" And then I'll have already been through it. But we're just talking about in general. Are you surprised with Hollywood Perry returning a goal? I'm not sure why he's Hollywood, but in general, he is a competent and good goalkeeper, and it seems like he's been on and off kind of injured. This is why Darlow's been in. But by what Farker said, he said that he's pretty much happy for Perry to be our starting number one, and he will be going forward. We can, of course, change it. We're about 10 minutes from kickoff now, so we'll change the lineup. We press this button here. Here we are. So Leeds have made 4 changes from the previous game. Lucas Perry comes back in and reclaims his position. Then you've got Bogle and Rodon keep their positions, but Jakob Bijol comes in for a Strauch, who was apparently ill during the week. Then Gabriel Goodmanson keeps his spot. Then you've got Ampadu Tanaka comes in for Anton Stack and Longstaff. Then you've got Aronson, Okafor, and Calvert-Lewin. So hold on, they said there was 4 changes. So Perry, Bijol, Tanaka, and Okafor. Yeah. So yeah, a lot more new signings in the lineup tonight. But yeah, so Perry, Bogle, Rodon, Bijol, Goodmanson, Ampadu, Tanaka, Longstaff, Aronson, Okafor, Calvert-Lewin. That's the way that the lineup looks. Ryan Tune with the £2 super chat, really appreciate that. Ryan, thank you so much for contributing to the upkeep of the channel. And that look, it comes up at the top there saying 1 out of 5 for the super chats as well. So you've kicked that off. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much for that. And everyone, make sure you go and like his super chat as well. TJ Ray, Tim saying we were calling for Bijol last game. Let's see if it's justified. I think he's a bit more solid. I think defensively, in terms of headers and set pieces, he helps out a little bit as well. So let's hope that he has a good. Let's hope that he has a good game. Let's take that back off the screen as well. Yeah, Ampadu and Strauch were apparently both ill, but Ampadu's made a full recovery and Strauch maybe hasn't. But then you never know that you might just want a reason to put Bijol in without having to say Strauch was dropped. Sometimes they just do that. Yeah, I see what you mean, Andy, but for me personally, I'm going to give him a little bit more time before I brand him with any kind of names like that. Remember, of course, guys, that tonight's stream is sponsored by Match Bingo. Match Bingo is essentially bingo for football. So if I play this card over here you go. For this weekend, you might be able to sign up. Use my link in the description down below, and you can say, oh, I want all these teams to score, and that will be your bingo card. And when your bingo card is full, that's when you win a prize. The full house wins the main prize on that one. But of course, there is other ones as well, like the one where it's like events to happen in a game, so corners, yellow cards, offsides, VAR, anything like that as well. So that's just bingo down in the description below Match Bingo, and you could either that or you can scan the QR code that's on screen now. But remember, gamble responsibly, and there is a link at the bottom of the description saying gambleaware.org, and you can go and find all the information that you may need there if you do need some support. That brings us back onto the stream. Robert Wetzel with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Robert. I really appreciate your continued support on the channel. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. That goes such a long way for me at the moment. So thank you so much. Where are we? Where are we? Yes, we'll leave that on the screen for a little while. The players are heading out onto the pitch now, ready to shake hands. Of course, Crescencio Somerville's first return to Elland Road since leaving from Leeds in the Championship a couple of seasons ago. Of course, he was one of the people who paved the way for us to get promoted in the second season. But anyway. Leeds United's lineup then, Perry in goal. Thank you so much, CB, for the super chat. Not predicting score, but I think we'll win. I really hope so. So Bogle, Rodon, Biol, Goodmanson, and in the back four. Then you've got Sean Longstaff, Ethan Ampadu, and Ao Tanaka in the midfield with Aronson, Calvert-Lewin and Okafor as the three up top. The bench for Leeds United is looking like Darlow, Strauch, James, Piru, Mecha, Stack, Harrison, Justin and Gruev. A pretty stacked bench, if I do say so. Thank you so much for the super chat, CB. The lineup for West Hamage is Areola in goal. Then it looks like you've got Scarles, Todibo and Kilman as the back three, with a midfield four of Wan-Bissaka, Souček, Irving, and El Hadji Malik Diouf. Then up top, you've got Bowen, Paquetá, and Crescencio Somerville. Of course, Diouf and Wan-Bissaka will drop in to make a back five when West Ham don't have the ball. But best believe that Malik Hadji Diouf will be getting forward to try to. To get on the counter attack. Noah Okafor, 2 goals in his last 3 appearances. Let's hope he adds again to that tally tonight. Well, I hope so, Daz, to your earlier comment, because it really helps me out at the moment. Let's make West Ham want to be somewhere else tonight, says Mark. Crescencio Somerville comes back into Elland Road. Not sure what the reaction's going to be like to him. Here we go. Chaz comes in with the stats as always. Hi, everyone. Here are the stats for the game. Our last 5 against West Ham is loss, win, draw, loss. Our home record is won 33, drawn 11, lost 8. Thanks, Chaz, for the stats as always. Welcome, Ruggy, to the stream as well. We are not long from kickoff now at Elland Road. Tell you what, let's move it back over to Leeds United, because that's what we want to see, isn't it? Everybody here is a Leeds fan, so you want to see the Leeds lineup. Marching on together, rings out around Elland Road as we get prepared to get this one underway. Ooh, after tonight, another month before Leeds play at home again. What remind me, Andy, because I didn't hear that. What was his justification for starting Aronson? For me, nah, I'm starting Dan James. Nonto wasn't on the bench, was he? I'm even, to be honest, I'm even starting Mecha. Thanks, Robert Wetzel, by the way, for tweeting out the stream as usual. Thank you, I really appreciate that. Let's have a look at the lineup. No, Nonto's not on the bench, but to me, even if James isn't 100%, then I'm putting Mecha probably out on the wing, because he's the type of player who, even if he's not a tricky winger, for example, he can hold the ball up well. He's somebody who can hold the ball up, he can bring others into play, and he can cut inside as well. And he has the kind of shooting ability of a striker as well. So for me, I would even be starting Mecha over Aronson. So yeah, that's the way I see it, really. Hi, Gareth Hobson as well. Welcome to the game. Welcome to, of course, Leeds Elite member Smith Art 101. Hoping Biol has a blinder. Yeah, me too. I mean, if he pops up at the corner with a headed goal or something, then you're absolutely buzzing, aren't you? So, yeah. So let's hope that Leeds. Let's hope that Leeds get off to a flying start, because we've been conceding early goals in nearly every single game so far. Oh, you don't know his justification. He just assumed he has one. Yeah. To be fair, I don't think journalists ask tough enough questions. And there's a self-preservation thing for journalists, isn't there? Because if they ask too tougher questions, then they might not be allowed to ask questions again, that sort of thing. But the only thing I can think, Robert's saying, Farke clearly rates Aronson. I'm curious on your thoughts why. And the only thing I can really think is because he works very, very hard. He gets back, he gets forward. He's got the energy to do it for 90 minutes. He's got the energy to put tackles in. He's got the energy to track back. He's got the energy to do all of that good work. His end product, though, is so poor that it's not worth having him as a player on the pitch. And that sounds very harsh, but to me, I don't think he's worth having over somebody like even Metra on the wing. Sorry, I'm leaning forward because I'm just getting ready to press this button, so I'll be leaning back in a minute. I won't just be weirdly like this. Oh, I accidentally kicked us off when we weren't yet. We are underway here. Here we go. Right. Here we go. We are underway here. Here's Scarles then with the throw-in. Here's Paquetá trying to cross the ball into the box, but claimed nicely early on by Perry there. Good confidence builder for Perry to just come out and catch that one. Here's Joe Rodon. Across to Jacobiel, who, of course, this is actually his Premier League debut. Here's Bogle. Back to Rodon under a bit of pressure here, but Perry's going to clear that one long. Calvert-Lewin brings it down to Tanaka. Tanaka's header to Longstaff. Longstaff back to Rodon. Rodon to Longstaff again. Leeds have lost the ball a little bit there, but Aronson goes to win it back. Aronson looks like he's taken a whack there, and it's going to be a free kick to Leeds just outside Nuno's penalty area. Tim saying Farke really likes people with the right attitude. Aronson has excellent effort and attitude. Farke sent Jed Spence back to Spurs based on attitude and training. Now look at him. Yeah, he's done really well, Spence, but yeah, considering what we saw him at Leeds, I couldn't imagine him getting into the England setup too soon. But as it stands, Aronson does start for us, so we've kind of got to support him. Hopefully he has a good game. Here's Bogle. Now Ampadu. Here's Jacobillo. Now Okafor. Of course, Sebastian Bornau as well was one of our new signings, and he hasn't really had a. He played in the Sheffield Wednesday Cup game, but other than that, he's been injured for the rest of the time. And yeah, I mean, we bought an injury-prone player, but bloody hell, I haven't really seen anything of him. Here's Rodon. It is nice to see Tanaka back, but I do like Anton Stack. There was a video that went round on Twitter of Anton Stack before the before the Burnley goal, the really good goal. Ampadu should have been closing in and down, but apparently before that, I saw the clip where Stack just is really lightly jogging around, putting no pressure on the ball whatsoever. Here's Longstaff, tries to poke it to Aronson. He's got Bogle outside him to continue the move. Here's Bogle, crosses it into the box deep. Bogle, Okafor, saved by the goalkeeper. 1-0 to Leeds! Aronson! What a start! Exactly what we needed. Aronson slots it under the goalkeeper. The first time header from the cross into the box. Bogle crosses it in. Then you have Okafor heading it. Goalkeeper saves it into the path of Aronson, who puts it under the goalkeeper. 1-0 to Leeds. Let's have a look. Apparently there was a question of offside. Here's Longstaff. Then Aronson. Don't know who the offside would have been against. Oh, no chance. No chance of offside. Oh. It might be Calvert-Lewin's in the way of the goalkeeper here. when the player Calvert-Lewin didn't touch the ball, but he was in an offside position blocking the goalkeeper's view, so this may get ruled out. No, I don't. No, the goal stands. No, the goal stands. No, it doesn't. Calvert-Lewin was kind of in the way, but he wasn't stood right in the way of the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper still had vision of the ball. Tanaka wins that second ball really well. I think it's Kilman there that's just gone down. Oh, it's Irving. Tanaka goes for the header. It looks like there might have been a bit... No, I think he just went for a header there, Tanaka. Because it's a head injury, play has been stopped. Nuno looks depressed already. Like, he's just like... That's what being West Ham manager for 5 minutes does to you. Nuno Espirito Santo won all 4 managerial meetings against Leeds, apparently. But that's been over some various different Leeds managers, so it doesn't really mean much. Irving's still down here, that's why I'm not commentating on the game. Just as the Leeds fans all chanting, "Your effing ass. Your effing ass." I'm sure you can work out what that means. Just having a look back at the goal again. Bogle with a great ball into the box. Okafor heads it down. Goalkeeper just pushes it straight into the path of Aronson. Wan-Bissaka just not alive to the danger at all. Just not alive to it. Not alive to the first ball into the box. Not alive to the second ball into the box. You're fuming if you concede that goal. But we scored it, so I'm happy. Here's Kilman. Wan-Bissaka tackled there by Aronson and again by Bogle. Headed away by Rodon here. Paquetá goes to win the header, but Ampadu heads it back to Rodon, and then Rodon hoofs it. Good little winner there by Calvert-Lewin, but it drops back to West Ham, and then long ball forwards headed away. Again, a bit of kicking tennis at the moment, I must say. Now El Hadji Malik Diouf pushed over there by Bogle, and it's going to be a free kick to West Ham just inside their own half. Wan-Bissaka looks like he's going to take it. It looks like they're actually, it looks as though they're actually playing a back 4. They seem to, on Sky, have it as a back 3, but I think it's actually a back 4 of Scarles, Todibo, Kilman, and then Wan-Bissaka's at left back, and El Hadji Diouf is playing as a left midfielder. Here is Wan-Bissaka. Now here's Diouf. Ball across now to Todibo. Now Kilman. Paquetá. Leeds player's gone down here off the ball. Ampadu it was. Apparently Ampadu ran into the referee there. Let's have a look at this. So Ethan Ampadu's trying to run past the referee. The referee's just punched Ampadu in the face. Who do we get angry at? But who gets the ball back? Yeah, the ball's going to go back to West Ham, so Ampadu's fuming. Ampadu's got to go off the field as well. What? What on earth is this about? Ampadu's got to go off the field because the referee hit him in the face. He's got to wait 30 seconds before he can go back on. If we concede here, there's going to be hell to pay. Here's Somerville. Cross the ball into the box. Headed. Bowen goes for a bicycle kick and Perry manages to punch away. Even though he spilt it, he manages to punch away in the end. Goodmanson fouled and it's going to be a Leeds United free kick. Wow. Bowen went for a bicycle kick there and Perry parried it outwards and then he managed to punch it away, made up for it. Yeah, it's straight at Perry, but he parries it and then he just taps it. It's a perfect pass, you know. When he parries it, he actually sees that Rodon's in front of him and he passes it to him with his hand. Short pass there from Perry to Longstaff. Now, Yakabiyol. Yakabiyol goes all the way back to Perry there. Yeah, can you imagine if they'd scored from that? Can you imagine the outrage? Headed forward there by Goodmanson. Calvert-Lewin gives it to Tanaka. Now Longstaff. Longstaff finds Bogle. Bogle into Ampadu. Ampadu back out wide here towards Bogle, but it's intercepted by Wan-Bissaka, and then Bogle's tackle makes it a West Ham throw-in just inside the Leeds half here. Come on, Leeds. Well done, Rodon, as he comes across and clears that one up, gets the ball away from Lucas Paquetá. Throw in then a bit further up. Again, this time Wan-Bissaka to take. Headed away. Oh, tried to head away by Aronson, eventually away. Calvert-Lewin takes one in the back there, and that's going to be a free kick to Leeds United. Here's Biol. Long ball forward there from Rodon. Here's the ball with Jean-Claire Todibo. Ball forward into Bowen. Now Somerville. One back there by Goodmanson. Now Okafor. Okafor with a good ball into Longstaff. If he can get the ball out of his feet, which he can, Leeds have got a bit of a chance to come down the right-hand side. Ball forward here by Longstaff, towards Longstaff for it, sorry. Wan-Bissaka wins the ball, but Leeds have got the ball back. Aronson with the ball into the box, cleared away there, and it's going to be a Leeds United throw-in. Good attack there by Leeds, and this is what I'm talking about. We need to move the ball quicker, and we did that time. It gave us an opportunity down that right-hand side. Turn, spread the ball out the other way, and try to attack fairly quickly. When the opportunity presents itself, you've got to try to open up gaps in the opposition. Here's Yakabiyol. Now Tanaka. Lucas Perry. Little clipped ball forward. Headed away by Kilman. Now Ampadu. Tanaka. Good ball out wide to Gabriel Goodmanson. Goodmanson doing well there under pressure from Scarles. As the ball is played all the way back to Lucas Perry again. Now Yakabiyol. Yakabiyol is somebody who is also not fantastic with his short game, with his short passing and such. He's somebody who, under a bit of pressure, will opt for the long option. But with having somebody like Calvert-Lewin up top for you, it's never the end of the world to have to go long, really, because he could win knockdowns. Headed by Goodmanson. Back up towards Okafor. Okafor holding this up. Good little back heel here for Goodmanson. Goodmanson tries to... he wins the corner for Leeds as he tries to get past Todibo. The touch from Todibo takes it out for a Leeds United corner kick. Chance for Leeds to get the ball in the box here and get somebody like Yakabiyol or Joe Rodon on the end of it. Those two are going to head up for this Jayden Bogle is going to sit on the halfway line here as a little buffer to stop any counter-attacks. Longstaff then the corner taker. Ball comes in the box from Longstaff. Oh, it's 2-0! Joe Rodon scored again! It's 2-0 to Leeds! Dreamland! 2-0 to Leeds. Absolutely buzzing. The ball just flies in. Great delivery by Sean Longstaff. Back post, Joe Rodon. Oosh! Have that. 2-0. What a start. What a start. Come on, Leeds. Ball right towards the... Oh, tell you what. It's terrible defending. It's right in the centre of the 6-yard box. Paquetá, nowhere near his man, just leaves Rodon on his own. Rodon gets in a great spot and just boom, right in the bottom corner. Fantastic. Now, that Joe Rodon, who never scores goals, by the way, has scored now 2 headers from corners this season for Leeds and 1 header for Wales as well. Wow. For 15 minutes and we're 2-0 up. Come on, Leeds. I mean, Ryan Tune's prediction's not looking so dreamlandish anymore. What was it, Robert? Because I'm watching it on Sky Sports here. What was the stat that they put before the corner went in? Here's Perry. Clears that one forward towards Okafor. Okafor with a good header on towards Calvert-Lewin here. Calvert-Lewin back to Okafor. Okafor with good feet. Eventually drops it back off to Jakobijol. Now Goodmanson. Tanaka. Jakobijol. Good ball from Biol out to Longstaff, who's kind of picked up a right-back position as Jayden Bogle goes ahead of him. Back from Longstaff to Rodon, though. Here's Tanaka. Oh, goals. West Ham leads the PL in goals conceded from corners. Ah, right. Good shout, yeah. We're not getting carried away, but we are allowed to enjoy being 2-0 up 15 minutes in. Like, you've got to enjoy the little victories. But if we could have only got something against Burnley. Aronson knocks that one over his head. He's going to force Todibo there to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Would be nice if he just blew the whistle there and we could be like, all right, okay, thank you. Aronson up against Wan-Bissaka. Drops it back off nicely to Bogle. Bogle back to Rodon. Cross to Jakobijol. Long ball forward by Perry towards Calvert-Lewin, who again wins his header. Todibo manages to get there on the second ball, but Calvert-Lewin is definitely putting challenges in for those long balls there. Yeah, it does seem strange. I know Callum Wilson's not the greatest striker in the world and he's got his injury record, but if he's fit, why are they starting... Well, yeah, Bowen's a striker, but Bowen's not a natural striker. He's more of a winger, kind of inside forward type player, and they just seem to not want to bring on Callum Wilson. I think Nuno's very sad that he couldn't carry on his Forest project because the owner's mental. Here's Scarles. Great challenge that. That's a fantastic challenge by, I think it was Joe Rodon. I'm not sure it was Joe Rodon or Jakobijol, but a great challenge on the edge of the Leeds box. West Ham were complaining it should have been a free kick, but nothing given. Skulls is still down and West Ham are still playing on, though. They've got the ball. Here's Souček into Somerville. Somerville tackled there by Leeds. Apparently unfairly. Looks like Skulls has dislocated his shoulder or something because he's on the floor crying. It's a fantastic tackle by Joe Rodon, but the Leeds fans are shouting, he's had enough, he's had enough, he's had enough, he's had enough. But I think he is actually injured, so it's a shame. That was intentional, Alan Partridge moment there, by the way. But, Rodon's tackle... I think Tanaka had a little bit of a push in his ribs as well, so then when Rodon came to tackle him, he went flying and did a bit of a flip and landed on his own shoulder. Looks like they're going to get someone warmed up now. Looks like Callum Wilson's going to be coming on. Wan-Bissaka's going to go to right back, Juff's going to go to left back, and then it's going to make them into more of a traditional setup with Bowen on the wing, Bowen and Somerville on the wings with Callum Wilson up front, and then I imagine Paquetá will drop into the 10. No, Wilson was a free transfer. Callum Wilson was one of the transfers that Leeds were looking at as a free transfer to bring in. It was like him, Calvert-Lewin were the ones linked, but Leeds didn't decide against it in the end, so they got him on a free. Right, so Callum Wilson is going to be coming onto the pitch now, but Skulls is still down here. Who scored? It was the first goal was Aronson, the second goal was Rodon. So not exactly your traditional sources of goals for Leeds. Yeah, this is the second one. This is Rodon's header. Yeah, great header by Joe Rodon. He's still down here, Skulls, and hasn't been taken off the pitch yet, I don't think. So we're going to have a long delay at the end of this first half. Still waiting for this. Mr. P with the £5 super chat. Thank you so much, Mr. P, for another Leeds goal before half time. I hope so. Hello, there's Parag. Yeah, I hope so, Mr. P. With the way that they're conceding set pieces at the moment, I could see it. I can definitely see it happening. It's going to be one of those, isn't it, where you got to take advantage of this. And if we score another one, if you score another one, you're in absolute dreamland, aren't you? You really are. Who was it that said that they would? Who was it that said that they would gift subs at half time if Leeds were 2-0 up? Because it's just come back into my head that someone said that. Let me find it. Oh, there we go. Found it. We're still waiting for Skulls to come off the pitch, so I thought I'd go back and find that. If we were 2-0 up at half-time, so we've still got to get to half-time for those gifted subs. We've still got to get there 2-0 up. at least. But yeah, let's hope and pray for another one. Skulls has gone off and he's on gas and air, so he seems like he's dislocated his shoulder and he's really hurt himself. So I hope that's not too serious. But Callum Wilson comes on and we are going to restart this game. It's up to Daz Payne. Oh, will that promise be negated if we score again? It's up to Daz Payne. Only he knows that. James Rivero says, Liverpool fan here rooting for you guys. West Ham are shite. Thank you, James. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. We are just about to get underway again here. Here we are. Long ball forward from West Ham, headed away by Yakabiyol with that big slab head that he's got. Somerville knocks that one back to Juve. Seems weird to be talking about Somerville, doesn't it? And him not being in a Leeds shirt. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Out wide now to Jared Bowen. Ball past Goodmanson. Wan-Bissaka's gone down like a sack of spuds there, and it's going to be a Leeds goal kick because he clearly dived. The earliest that Leeds United have scored 2 goals in the Premier League in 20 years, that is. That puts things into harsh perspective, doesn't it? Dan James is on the bench, Goz. Obviously, must not have been declared fully fit to start. Or, Farker's crazy and he prefers Aronson. Aronson did score a goal, but Dan James would have scored that goal because it was a tap-in. He's Jacobillo. Back to Lucas Perry, who sends that one long. It's mad how kind of little effort it seems to take Perry to kick it so far. Here's Okafor. Okafor. It's a poor ball, but Somerville's intercepted it there, so West Ham have the ball back. Here's Jean-Claire Todibo. Now Wan-Bissaka. All the way back to Alphonse Areola, who sends that one long. Rodon's headed that back to Lucas Perry. And Leeds can get the ball going again. Here's Jacobillo. Now Tanaka. Ampadu. Into the feet of Longstaff. Plays that one out nicely to Goodmanson. Leeds come forward again here. He's got Okafor outside him and he uses him. Okafor with another ball forward, but he's got too much on it. Bit of a laziness to that pass by Okafor there. Just needs to take a little bit off it. Mr. P saying, I'm in discussions with my West Ham mate. He reckoned it was over after the first goal. But we are Leeds, so it's never over till it's over. We need to score another one, and it will be really nice if we could. Corner goals conceded this season. West Ham 9, Leeds 3. In 8 games. So to concede 9 in 8 games is really poor. Juve has just tried a back heel that just rolled into touch. It was terrible. Really poor from him. So it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Jayden Bogle to take it. Here's Bogle. Now Aronson. Aronson does really well to get the ball to Longstaff, and now Ampadu. Jacobillo carrying the ball forward here. Out wide now to Okafor. Okafor's going to go back to Biyol. And now Joe Rodon. Joe Rodon still had the ball here, but eventually it's been considered a foul by the referee from Paquetá's tackles on him. Leeds United free kick just in the Leeds half. Ampadu to take. I honestly also don't think that Leeds have particularly made an amazing start to this game, but we're 2-0 up, which is always good news. Oh, Aronson's given the ball away there. Leeds do a good job of forcing Irving back there, and it's going to be a throw in to Juve over on that left hand side. Yeah, you missed it before, James. Saying this referee's not the best. This referee, he went like that and basically unintentionally hit Ampadu in the face. So Ampadu fell over and held his mouth. The referee stopped the game, made him go off the pitch for 30 seconds, and they nearly scored whilst he was off the pitch, and then brought him back on when it was the referee who hit him. So that's crazy. Basically punishing us and sending us off the pitch when the referee was the one who bloody hit him. Tanaka with a great turn there. Longstaff with a good ball forward here to Calvert-Lewin. Leeds on the break here. Okafor on the overlap. Calvert-Lewin coming towards the corner of the box. Ball across to Tanaka on the edge over the bar. Just leant back too much there, Tanaka, and he skied it. Yeah, it was a poor shot in Tanaka from Tanaka by the end there, but the move was really well put together. Calvert-Lewin winning that header again. Tanaka wins it back after it had been bobbling around. Pierre OMG thought it was Thursday today. Nope, it's Friday, and Leeds are 2-0 up. Here's Calvert-Lewin into Okafor. Okafor across to Longstaff. Longstaff, you could see the run there of Jayden Bogle. Somerville tries to clear that, but it's only gone as far as Leeds, who can win the throw-in. Max, how are you ahead of the game? I'm not. Most dominant spell Leeds United have had this season, apparently. Here is Tanaka. Across to Ampadu. Now Okafor with the ball down the line here towards Goodmanson, who tries to put it across the box. Aronson! It's a really good tackle there, you've got to admit. A really good tackle by Max Kilman. Just as Aronson went for the shot. Really, really good. Yeah, really, really good bit of play there from Leeds. And again, Goodmanson, every single week, he's putting really good crosses into the box. It's a good tackle by Kilman in the end. I think Aronson had fluffed his lines with the shot. Regardless, his shot wouldn't have made it through because Kilman was there in the way. Juve tries to play that one forward. Headed away by Rodon. Here's Irving. I think West Ham have got a player, and I think he's still on their books, and he's called Freddie Potts. And I just wanted to say that it's the most West Ham sounding name ever. Freddie Potts, mate. Yeah, he's quality in the midfield. Freddie Potts. It just sounds so West Ham. That cross into the box there by Lucas Paquetá is cleared by Leeds. And it's going to be a Leeds throw in there as Somerville tries a little trick to skill Aronson there, but it's going to be a throw into Leeds. Goodmanson's really, really good. Yeah, Beale's played well as well. He's been solid when he needs to be. Juve throws that one back in. And he's been decent on the ball as well. Here's Kilman. Now Jean-Claire Todibo. Calvert-Lewin. Wan-Bissaka. It's literally just because it's double-barreled. It gets me confused. If there's another double-barreled player on the pitch, best believe I'm accidentally calling him that. Here's Jared Bowen. Bowen still coming forward here. He's on the edge of the box. Tries to cut the ball back. It's 2-1 here. It's 2-1. I feel like that's so jammy for West Ham, and it's been disallowed. It's been disallowed. I thought it was offside. I really did think it was offside. Yeah, he was. He's got to be. It's so lucky though, because okay, yeah, Jared Bowen does really well to get across here, and then Bogle makes a tackle. Bogle makes a tackle there, and it hits a West Ham player and goes straight back to Paquetá, who scores it. That's true. That's true, Tim. At the moment, it's been disallowed, but then VAR will review to see whether they need to overturn that decision. So they're drawing the lines to see. It is easy to call him DCL. But I forget to call him that. They're still checking. It'll be really disappointing because it's a really jammy goal. I think they're checking to see whether it came off Bogle last or whether it came off. I can't tell who that other. I think Callum Wilson. There isn't a time limit on VAR, technically, I don't think. You're saying he's offside. A confirmation that he's offside, but there's no confirmation that... But if it came off... Yeah, disallowed, thank God. Yeah, disallowed. It would have been so jammy because Bogle cleared it, but it hit Callum Wilson and went straight back to Paquetá, who scored. So Lucas Perry then to take this free kick. Yeah, it took a long time to decide that. Long ball forward then from Perry. Okafor can't quite keep that one in as it just bounces over him. Throw in then here for Wan-Bissaka. Do you know what? Hopefully, rather than giving them confidence, that'll dishearten them. Long ball forward there from West Ham. Jacobiol does well to clear that. Towards Kilman, who's going to play that out wide to Juve. Juve sends that forward. Joe Rodon wins the header straight back to Sean Longstaff, whose ball is straight to Jared Bowen and not Goodmanson. Here's Bowen, goes to shoot. Perry always had that covered and he lets it go past the post. Oh, now Goodmanson's gone down holding his lower back here. Oh, I tell you what, it's an impact thing. I think he landed on the back of... I think his lower back landed on the heel of... landed on the heel of Jacobiol. So that will hurt, but he should be all right. Should just be an impact thing. Here's Lucas Perry. Into Tanaka. Now Jacobiol. Goodmanson with a little flicked ball down the line. Here's Ampadu. Bogle back to Perry, who's going to go for a hoof. Well, not too much of a hoof, an aimed pass there to Okafor, which is really nice. But then Leeds can't keep hold of it. Little flick by Somerville. Bogle wins that one back, though. Ampadu. Oh, Ampadu's done so well there. He's done so well, Ampadu. Find a pass then, Amps. Find one. He cuts back. Ampadu. Oh, after all that, he saw his name in lights there, Ampadu. He's gone the whole length of the pitch, basically. Calvert-Lewin tried to make runs, but he it was never the right time to pass him the ball. He does a little Cruyff turn, and then he just curls it wide of the post. That is true, Rookie. That is a very true thing. I always feel like we're 2-0 up and I'm still scared. Whereas some teams, like imagine being a Man City or a Liverpool fan, you're 2-0 up, you're thinking, we've won this. But that's just not the way it works for Leeds. Throw in then for Wan-Bissaka over on the right-hand side. Here he is, Wan-Bissaka, as he receives the ball back again from Irving. Back now to Kilman. Now Somerville. He's got Juve beyond him. Somerville goes past Aronson there, and then Longstaff takes it off him, and Somerville's going to get himself a yellow card here. Yeah, he just overran it there. He done well, Somerville, to get away from Aronson, but then Longstaff just stepped in, took the ball off him. He's overstretched himself, Somerville, and injured. Well, not injured him, but yeah, but the track record is there, James, over the last few years to be like, we've got world-class players, whereas we don't have world-class players. Not a single one. Goodmanson's still limping here. Ampadu and Rodon are telling Goodmanson's trying to walk over to the other side of the pitch to get treatment, but all the other Leeds players are telling him to go down on the ground because you're injured. There seems to be a bit of confusion as to what's going on here, and now Goodmanson seems like he's a bit fuming. He's hurt his lower back. Oh, because Goodmanson went down, he thinks that he had to go off, maybe? So it seems like Goodmanson's going to go off here. Well, if he does, yeah, I don't know. Goodmanson's gone down. We need him. Yeah, we need him. He's a very, very good player for us, Gabriel Goodmanson. We've got James Justin on the bench, who can certainly do a job. Yeah, he fell on Biol's boot. He fell on the heel of it, like Biol's facing the opposite direction to him, and his back fell onto the back of Biol's boot as he was walking away. So it hit him in the right in the lower back. Justin is getting ready to be brought on here. I mean, hopefully it's just a bruise, and it means that he can come on in the next game. Goodmanson, and be fine again. So it looks like Leeds are going to be bringing off Goodmanson here and bringing on James Justin, which is a big loss attacking-wise for us. We'll see what James Justin's capable of. Goodmanson's one of our best players as well, so it's definitely a shame to see him go off. James Justin is on then. What number is James Justin? You think he's number 24? I'm sure it just said that. Yeah, there we go. James Justin is on. I think he's number 24. Here's Kilman. Todibo. Long ball forward from Todibo towards Wan-Bissaka. Yakabiyol is able to just see that one out, and it's going to be a goal kick to Leeds. Wilson is being told by the ref that he and not Wilson decides who leaves the pitch. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering why he was talking to him. Here's Bogle. Long ball by Ampadu. It's going to end up at the feet of Todibo, who plays it back to Juve. Aronson doing a good job of harrying him there, and he wins the ball back well, Aronson. Now Tanaka. Tanaka just loses out there. He's done so well, Paquetá, but Leeds just have too many players in there. Oh no, suddenly they've come out with it. Here's Souček. And then good tackle by Rodon, but Bijol, but it's gone straight back to Somerville. And now, eventually, Leeds come away with the ball after all that. Now Ampadu. Good ball into the feet of Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin fouled there from behind. 13 added minutes onto this first half. 13! Jesus! That must be a first half record for stoppage. 13 minutes. Jesus. We're going to be into the bloody 60th minute. Because best believe there'll be things that happen in this time that get added on as well. We're probably going to get to the 60th minute. An hour-long first half. It's not ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but it's not ridiculous based on what's happened, because there's been players that have gone, like there's been 2 injuries that have lasted quite a while. There's been VAR checks that have gone on. Here's Aronson down the right-hand side, by the way, up against Juve. Aronson goes to cross the ball into the box. Calvert-Lewin's nearly across the face of the goalkeeper there. Oh, that would have been that's a really good tackle there from Yakabiyol, and the referee's blown up for it. Enjoyed that. Back underway again here. Here's Thomas Souček. Now Irving. Kilman. Todibo. Paquetá back to Todibo again. Here's Kilman. Kilman forced back there. Todibo. Now Kilman again. Good tackle there by Joe Rodon, who's just charged out of defence to make that tackle. Good ball by Rodon into Okafor. Okafor down the left-hand side here. Okafor coming towards the box. Goes to shoot! Oh, curls it just wide. Unlucky there. Really good play. Do you know what? Joe Rodon just thought, I've had enough of this. I'm going to step into midfield, nick the ball, played a great ball to Okafor, and Okafor couldn't quite finish, but positive. Good play from Okafor. He's done so well, Rodon, to get that ball to him, and then Okafor just lacked that finishing touch. Wan-Bissaka here. Plays that one forward. Now Irving. Into Somerville. Rodon stepped out the back line again there. But, oh, they've still got the ball here. Here's Wan-Bissaka. It would have been a foul by Rodon, but they've played the advantage. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Now Irving. Paquetá. Little chipped ball forward, and Perry can just chest that one down and then pick it up. No, but I don't mean in terms of he steps out like carrying the ball forward. I mean like the ball was played into midfield. He's just ran from defence and gone and nicked it off a midfielder. Rather than the usual balls passed to him, he sees a gap and he runs into it. Leeds didn't have the ball when he came out of defence. Here's James Justin. Now Tanaka. Longstaff. Joe Rodon carrying the ball forward. Ball towards Calvert-Lewin. Headed away but picked up again by Tanaka. Tanaka's now hurt himself. Let's have a look. Yeah, Tanaka just gets a little touch on it, and there, yeah, he takes a studs up on the side of the ankle there. Tanaka. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Pierre. There might be 2 more minutes added to it, so we might reach the 60th minute. Here's Perry. Clears that one forward towards Okafor. Leeds win the ball back, though, and then a foul on Ampadu by Wambus. Oh, apparently not. Throw in. Thrown all the way back to Alphonse Areola. I still have Goodmanson. Yep, do you know why I still have Goodmanson? Because I accidentally replaced Bogle and not Goodmanson, so... Longstaff's going to be able to clear that one away. Yeah, I replaced Bogle for some reason. Calvert-Lewin putting some pressure on Kilman there, but Kilman plays it back to the goalkeeper, who clears it, but not very well. Picked up by Ampadu. Goodmanson's gone off. What's that bloke called? Oh, it's called James. He's called James Justin, isn't he? That's what he's called. There we go. Thanks for pointing that out. Here's Bogle. Aronson went down easily there. Here's Souček. Now Bowen. Ball into the box cleared away there by Ampadu. Juve picks it up. Back to Somerville. Good tackle by Aronson, though. Juve into Irving. Back to Somerville. Tackle there by Aronson. Going to be another. Thank you so much, Daz, for the gifted 10 memberships. We haven't quite made it to halftime yet, but we're way over 45 minutes. Thank you so much, Daz, for the 10 gifted memberships. I'll leave that on the screen for a little while whilst this is happening. Here's Bogle with the throw-in, headed by Juve. Bogle's let that run, but that's actually going to go to Callum Wilson in the corner there. And Callum Wilson's done well to get the ball to Somerville. Bogle should have never let that go in the first place. Callum Wilson tries to get it in the box, cleared away by Tanaka, but it had already gone out, so it's going to be a goal kick to Leeds. We are near a full time now. You're not wrong. But we've gone so far past half time now. Another 7 minutes left. Ish, I imagine. Long ball forward. Headed backwards by Todibo. Picked up by Tanaka. Calvert-Lewin with a good little header. Okafor slipped over there, otherwise he might have been him down the left. Here's Todibo. Back inside now to Irving. Juve now. Here's Souček. Now Wan-Bissaka over on the right-hand side. Leeds have got plenty of numbers back here. Little 1-2 played with Wan-Bissaka. First time ball into the box. Headed away. Oh, it's come off Aronson and flown into the hands of Lucas Perry there. It's a good job that wasn't more accurate from a West Ham point of view. Here's Okafor. Good ball from him into Longstaff. Longstaff spreads that one out wide to Aronson. Aronson's got Bogle beyond him. Aronson plays the ball to Bogle. Bogle in the box. Good save by Areola there. And it's going to be a Leeds corner kick. Another Leeds corner kick here. It was a really good ball from Aronson, you know, just around the corner to get him just in behind El Hadj Malik Diouf. I always get confused with that because of El Hadj Diouf, but there's a Malik in there. Corner kick to Leeds United here. Ball comes into the box from Longstaff. Cleared away this time by West Ham. Somerville trying to come forward with it. He's done well to get the ball to Irving here. Here's Diouf. Clears that one. Biol wins the header, though. Apparently that wasn't fairly won by Biol. I think he's saying to Biol that one more time and it's a yellow card. But he didn't get a yellow card for that one. Yeah, you got to give him credit there, Aronson. It was a really well-weighted pass for Bogle. To Debo. Out wide to Bowen here. Bowen looks to get the ball across the box. Souček heads it. He gets a header on it, but it's wide. He's got a proper shiner there, Souček. Full black eye on that side. Yeah, Rodon was kind of climbed on there, but he's got to be stronger. Yeah, he would have scored there if on another day. Souček. We've only done 11. We've got 2 more minutes left, or a minute and a half left, plus whatever gets added onto this time as well, which the referee might just write off. But here's Somerville. Good tackle by Ampadu. Kilman. Cross to Todibo. Now Wan-Bissaka. Jared Bowen. Back to Todibo again. Kilman. Paquetá. Poor ball there, and Leeds are on the break. Leeds have got a real chance here. Okafor down that side. Oh, the ball still nearly bobbled through. It was a poor pass from Ampadu there. I think he had too many options ahead of him. And it was just a poor pass for him, not weighted well enough at all for Okafor to take with him. Could have been a chance for 3-0. It really could. Ooh, poor tackle there from Longstaff, but apparently he made no contact. Here's Diouf. Now Kilman. Lucas Paquetá. Now Souček. Irving. Paquetá. Kilman. Terrible pass from Kilman, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Well, that's half-time. After a 58-minute and 14-second first half. That is half-time. I shall be back in a few short minutes. I'm just going to go and refill my water bottle and things like that. And then we'll have a chat about what went on in that first half. So I'll be back very shortly. As it stands, Leeds United 2, West Ham 0. Hello. I am back, as they say. So, Tim was saying that's an hour of football. Yeah, bloody 58-minute first half. That's crazy, isn't it, really? Goodmanson got injured. Scarles got injured. There was VAR for their goal that got disallowed. There was VAR on our goal that was allowed. Fun fact, the longest first half stoppage time in Premier League history is 19 minutes in a Brighton versus Wolves game in 2022. Thank you, Chaz. Always the one to bring us the stats. Thank you. Only 48 likes. Get on the likes, guys. Hit the likes, everybody. Thank you so much for the super chats during the first half, by the way, as well. To recap, that was... Where are we? That was... Where are they? Oh, fan funding here. Ryan Tune, Robert Wetzel, CB, and Mr. P. And, of course, 10 gifted memberships from Daz Payne as well. Thank you for those of you who did that in the first half. It massively, massively helps me out. I really, really appreciate it. We are 4 out of 5 super chats for the super chat goal. 5 light blue super chats. Leeds might progress the ball a bit quicker, and we're on 4 out of 5 for that. What was I going to say then? Can't remember. But Leeds United are 2-0 up at half time. What a fantastic start to the game here. I mean, all of the goal to aim at Aronson on that first one, and he hit it straight at the goalkeeper's hand. Just lucky that Areola couldn't get more of a hand on it. Yeah, DCL. He scored a good goal against Wolves. He really did. He just needs a bit more... he needs something to drop for him. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to reset that, press second half, 45, take that down to something reasonable for next time I need it, and then turn it off. The other thing I was going to do was... just change that back to Justin, and then if I press take, that should be perfect there. Yeah, their defending for both goals was shocking, by the way, as well. But still, we have created more chances throughout the other part of the game, really. But we need to be finishing more chances because with the attacking players that they've always got a chance of scoring goals. They really always have got a chance of scoring goals. Well, not long. Well, how long does the second? Like, how long does half time last when it's? Oh yeah, Rodon scored. I forgot I had him in my fantasy team. Goodmanson got injured and went off, but he had a clean sheet at the time. So does that mean that he's? Well, Rodon's got 7 points. Goodmanson's got 1 point. So far, they're in Team of the Week because there's only been one game. Rodon has been a Rolls Royce in that first half. Yeah, he's been really good. And do you know what? I think Michael, that Jacobiel has been as well. I think Jacobiel's been really, really good. Yeah, you need Okafor and Aronson a bit closer to him at times, don't you, to win those? So that instead of him having to always head the ball backwards into midfield and then turn and go behind, that there might be players that he can actually flick it on towards the opposition goal rather than heading back towards his own goal. And if Okafor can get in behind him, then he can potentially flick them on rather than heading them back. Hey, Pierre, thank you so much for the £2 super chat. Pierre says Leeds score in the first 10 minutes of the second half. I sincerely hope you are correct, Pierre. I really do, because that would mean that Leeds United would go on to probably win this game. And 3 wins in the first 9 games is absolutely perfect for what we need to survive, really. What is my first impression of James Justin? Well, I like James Justin as a player, and I liked him when he was at Leicester. What I will say is that Gabriel Goodmanson is a very, very good footballer. Probably up there with best player in our team. And James Justin is always going to be compared to him if he comes in for him. But I don't think it's fair to compare them, because James Justin was from a Championship club. Obviously, they were Premier League, but a Championship club. And Gabriel Goodmanson was playing Champions League football. Having said that, in terms of style of player, I think James Justin is not going to get forward as much as Gabriel Goodmanson. He's not going to necessarily go beyond... I think he's not going to necessarily go beyond Okafor. I think he's going to sit a little bit deeper than Okafor on the wing and try and play balls in behind to Okafor instead, where James Justin... whereas Gabriel Goodmanson will get beyond and put a lot of crosses into the box, which help open up opportunities. So he's not going to be as good as Gabriel Goodmanson, of course not. But James Justin is a decent, solid player, and he'll do a job for us in this game. But he's going to not have as much attacking potential as what we have got with Goodmanson. Some people saying DCL defo needs a goal. Justin hasn't had time to settle in yet. And then people talking about Metcha as well. Yeah, of course, Metcha it has the hold-up play as well. So look, if you've got somebody like... Let's use Man City, right? If you've got somebody like Haaland... You're loath to take him off, aren't you, late on in games, because you think he's always got the chance of popping up with a goal. And whoever you bring on is not going to be anywhere near as good as Haaland. Whereas at Leeds, Calvert-Lewin is not a world beater, is he? So it's not like, he's amazing, he could pop up with a goal at any time. It's more like, if he hasn't done it in that amount of time, I'm fairly happy to swap him for Metcha and roll the dice and see what Metcha can do, because I just think that Calvert-Lewin, that is, if he's not done anything by that stage, he might not end up doing something at all. And I hope Goodmanson's knock isn't too bad, Michael's saying, which I totally agree with. Oh, I missed that because another one changed. Mark Wood with a €10 super chat. Thank you so much, Mark. I really, really appreciate that. Super chat goal smashed. Yes, thank you everybody for smashing that goal, and then thank you, Mark, for extending that even further. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Wayne Dawson is saying if you take off Calvert-Lewin, then it's a case of who to bring on. But I think Metcha, in terms of suiting the league, a little bit more than Joel Piroux. But then when's Piroux ever going to get a game? And Piroux does pop up with goals. Piroux does pop up with goals. We saw that last season. Yes, it's a different league. Paul saying, how did we end up with 13 minutes of injury time? We had 2 goals that required VAR. So there was a disallowed goal for West Ham that required VAR. That was a few minutes. The goal that Leeds scored that was allowed had VAR on it as well for a couple of minutes. Then you had an injury to Scarles for West Ham earlier in the game. And then, of course, Gabriel Goodmanson got injured as well. And there was a few more little bits here and there. So, yeah, it ended up being a massive, massive extended thing. Harrison's come on for Okafor. There must be an injury issue with Okafor. Jack Harrison's come on for Okafor, which doesn't fill me with confidence. So that's got to be a enforced change by an injury. Yeah, it'll be an injury, which is also worrying. All right, we're underway again here. Let's see what Harrison and James Justin can bring to it down that. What a downgrade, by the way. Just in general, I don't mean to be mean on James Justin, but like from having Okafor and Goodmanson down that side to James Justin and Jack Harrison, it is a downgrade. You've got Lille and Napoli players from last season versus Everton and Leicester players. Foul there by Tanaka on Souček, and it's going to be a free kick here for West Ham. I'm not sure if you can set a second one in one stream, Mr. P. I don't think... Oh, no, you can start another goal. There you go. As Mr. P asked, I have set a new one. That's a poor pass from Todibo to Bowen, but it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Calvert-Lewin wins that header, but not to anyone in particular. Paquetá there tackled by Longstaff, but Leeds do have to win the ball back again. Here's Biol. Oh, that's jammy as anything. Luckily, Justin's able to clear it in the end, but that was so jammy that the ball found its way to Bowen. Mr. P with the £2 super chat. Thank you so much, Mr. P, for a quick Leeds goal. Oops, just seen Harrison. Yeah, let's hope that we do score early. But at the moment, it's West Ham that are pushing, headed away by Bogle. Yeah, Okafor was doubtful to start with, I think. But maybe he just doesn't want to risk him in the fact we're 2-0 up. Biol's been dispossessed there in a terrible position, but it was according to the referee, a foul as he had his shirt pulled. Yeah, it's Biol's a bit fortunate there. Lucas Perry's going to take this free kick just on the edge of the Leeds box. I think Grumpy will get that it's because Okafor was doubtful to start with and they don't want him to get injured. Either that or he picked up something in the first half or whatever injury he had has been made worse. Any one of those things. Rodon back to Perry. I would have brought on Dan James though, but then maybe Dan James is not 100% either. Jacobillo. James Justin. Ampadu now with a man on his back. Calvert-Lewin does well to get the ball to Harrison. Harrison played a good ball there by Harrison into Aronson, but Aronson did come back from an offside position there to receive the ball. That's true as well, Tim, that it wasn't just a first half, was it? It had 13 minutes added onto it, so... Metcha can play on the wing, yeah, and has done a couple of times in his career. Justin with a good ball into Longstaff. Longstaff to Ampadu. Biol. Now Justin. Biol again. It's going to go across now to Joe Rodon, who lets it run past him. Ball forward here to Tanaka. Aronson can keep it in, and it's actually... Unless Areola comes out and claims this, oh no, it's going to stop before then and Kilman can knock it back to him. Calvert-Lewin closing down Areola. Long clearance from him. Leeds win that one back, and here's Jacobillo with it. Rodon. James Justin. The thing with Metcha, though, is that if you were to bring him on the wing and then maybe 10, 15... poor pass from Tanaka. 10, 15 minutes later, you can then move Metcha up front and take DCL off, put Dan James on the wing. That's your kind of option. So that there is the option to do that. He can still play as a striker later on in the game if you do bring him on as a winger. Long ball forward there by Jacobillo. Todibo brings it down. He's going to have to clear it now to Debo under a bit of pressure, and it's going to go out for a Leeds throw-in. Who's come on so far? Well, Goodmanson got injured, so that brought on James Justin, and then at halftime, Okafor's gone off for Harrison. Here is Harrison, knocking that one forward. Cleared by Kilman. It's going to be a throw-in again to Leeds. The game's gone a little bit scrappy. BL just ducks out of that pass and it goes straight through to Perry. Tanaka knocks that one back to Rodon. Here's Longstaff. Ball in almost like a right-back position here. Tanaka. Bogle. Aronson was fouled there, and Leeds are going to win a free kick just next to the halfway line. James should be ahead of Harrison, but we also don't know the fitness levels of Dan James at the moment because he also has been injured for a little while. Nonto's not back yet either, and he'll bring a big boost. Good ball forward there. Oh, just cut out though by Kilman. It was going towards Calvert-Lewin. Now Kilman playing the ball back here as Harrison closes down Areola, but it's cleared. Flicked on by Paquetá, but it's going to be picked up again by Leeds. Here's Longstaff. Now Bogle. Bogle tries to play a ball forward. It's going to go to Harrison here. Aronson. Oh, that's going to be a Leeds throw-in. He's done well there, Aronson. Aronson tried to play the ball... Kilman tried to play the ball off Aronson, but it actually came back and hit him and gone out for a Leeds throw-in. Here's Bogle. Cross into the box by Bogle. Jack Harrison tried to get there ahead of Alphonse Areola. I don't know, Pierre, because Nonto's a really good asset to have. I don't see us trying to get rid of him. Biol's been very solid. Yeah, he was fouled, but he made a boo boo before, and luckily he didn't get punished for it. But other than that, he's been solid. Let's hit Ampadu in the face there. That one. Here's Paquetá. Aronson trying to close him down. He took a bit long there, but managed to get the ball to Juve in the end. Juve now into Irving. Tries to get the ball down the line here, but it drops back to Irving rather fortuitously here for West Ham, I must say. Lucas Paquetá. Little chip ball to Juve. Inside again to Somerville. Somerville takes a little kick there from Ampadu, but stays on his feet. Drops that one off to Lucas Paquetá. Oh, the ball stayed in there. Longstaff thought it was going out, and it hit the corner flag and stayed in. Now Juve puts a ball across the box, and Perry gets enough on it. It was a weird save there by Perry, but West Ham trying to put Leeds under a bit of pressure here. Good tackle by Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, it was a weird. The ball got crossed into the box here by Juve. Well, he did well there, Perry, to be fair, because if he couldn't catch it, he's pushing it away from the goal. Well, Lucas Paquetá has been booked for dissent. Apparently Stuart Atwell was thinking about sending him off there, Paquetá, because he showed dissent and then showed dissent again. Oh, do you know what? I completely forgot to say at halftime. The stream, of course, is sponsored by Match Bingo. If you want to get involved, the link is on the screen in the QR code, which you can scan with your phone, or in the description down below. It works like normal bingo, except it's football, so goals, VAR, throw-in, things like that. Or there's one where you can have it over the weekend, and you can pick all the teams that you want to score on your bingo card. And if they all come in, if they all score, then you win the prize. You get a full house, you get a line, a row, etc. Here's Todibo. Now Kilman, and now back to Todibo. What I don't want to happen here is Leeds to sit deeper and deeper until we concede a goal and then have to do something about it. Here's Todibo. Oh, poor pass from Kilman, and Calvert-Lewin's in behind. If Aronson can find a ball to him, Calvert-Lewin, he's tackled there by Todibo, and he seems to have maybe hurt himself, or I think he might just be a bit embarrassed. Here's Aronson again, who keeps winning the ball back off West Ham players. Aronson with a cross. Calvert-Lewin went for a scorpion kick there, and it's gone way over the bar. I think if he'd have left that, there was a chance that Jack Harrison could have got there. No, Jack Harrison couldn't have got there. Wan-Bissaka would have been there ahead of him, so he had to go for it. Hopefully Paquetá gets a second yellow. You know, he can be impetuous at times. I'm surprised that Lucas Paquetá has not gone to somebody else, you know. He's been at West Ham for a number of years now, and he's always been very good. So I'm surprised that nobody else has picked him up. Here's Juve. Trying to get past Bogle here. Bogle eventually headed away by Ampadu, but another chance to cross in from Irving. Perry catches that one. 35 appearances for Lyon last season, Lucas Perry. Here's Somerville. Now Lucas Paquetá again. Drops that one off to Todibo, just as he passes it over the halfway line here to Bowen, who's dropped deep for it. He's got Wan-Bissaka beyond him. Here's Lucas Paquetá to stop him picking out a good pass. Jakobijol's in the way of that one. Here's Aronson. Done really well there, Aronson. Still going, Aronson. Done fantastically well. Aronson sprinting through here. If he can find a good enough pass. Aronson shoots off the crossbar. What a fantastic run that was from Brendan Aronson. His shot took a deflection and hit the crossbar in the end. So it's a Leeds corner, but he's done so well. He's having an absolute blinder, Aronson. Oh, took a deflection just off the crossbar there. Aronson did so well in that run. It's really, really good. Unlucky there, but of course Leeds have now got a corner kick to take. Ball crossed into the box. Away. Here's Jack Harrison, who goes to shoot. It's going to be another corner to Leeds if West Ham can't keep the ball in. Oh, they can, though. Here's Paquetá, who goes to try and clear it. Jakobijol trying to fight for it in the corner here. We're back. I think everybody lost me for a second there, but we are back now. Sorry about that. We're back, and we're about right with the timer as well. So we're all right. Here's Jakobijol playing the ball back to Lucas Perry. Blades were 2 up and now they're 3-2 down. Wow. Ampadu. Longstaff. Aronson. Ampadu. Ooh, it's a bit of a loose ball, but Jakobijol's got time to go and get that. He's also got an option in the shape of Joe Rodon, which he uses. I should be back now. For anybody, I should be back. Someone tell me if I'm back, because I must have frozen for a minute, but I'm back. Good ball there from Aronson down the line here for Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin, Todibo's got his arms all over Calvert-Lewin. Tanaka now. Plays the ball to Ampadu. He needs options. Here's Jack Harrison. Harrison with a chance to shoot. Straight into the gloves of Alphonse Areola. But again, good play from Leeds. Opening up chances to shoot. Harrison, in the end, is shot straight at Areola. But on another day, that's either side. I think he's all right, Mr. P in this game. I think he's playing well. I'm happy with his performance so far. Mateus Fernandez apparently getting ready for West Hamage. So far, my tactical preview, I talked about them trying to hit Leeds on the break, which is very much Nuno's style. And I think that so far we've dealt with their counterattacks very well. I think, Calvert-Lewin comes across to try and stop the long ball forward there from Todibo, and he's completely taken out the French defender. But he's going for the ball. Is he going to? I don't know. I don't think he's even got a yellow. Mateus Fernandez then, someone who Leeds were linked with in the summer, is going to come on for West Ham. Here's Kilman. Yeah, even just one more. Even just one more would be nice. Here's Todibo. Now Irving tries to play a ball forward into the feet of Callum Wilson. Now Paquetá out wide to Juve. Juve looking for a crossing opportunity, but Aronson closes him down enough for him to pass it back to Paquetá, whose long cross into the box, or deep cross into the box, should I say, is caught by Lucas Perry. Here is Joe Rodon now. Long ball forward from Perry. Now Jack Harrison picks the ball up. James Justin here. James Justin's making a run forward here. Good ball into Calvert-Lewin's feet. Calvert-Lewin still going here and eventually blocked off by by Bowen, I think it was actually, and nothing given. Looks like a substitution for... 2 substitutions then for West Ham. Changed their whole midfield, essentially. Irving coming off. Freddie Potts. Told you before, Freddie Potts. Freddie Potts, mate. You not heard about Freddie Potts? He's quality, mate. And also Mateus Fernandes coming on. He was looking for an option to drop the ball off Ask Gemini. He was asking for someone to just drop the ball off with, but everyone was trying to run beyond him. Ampadu, he's done well there, but he's lost the ball. Fernandes has won it back. Here they are on the edge of the box. Great block by Rodon. He celebrates that one. Here's Kilman. Now Todibo. That'll encourage West Ham, though, because they had a real overload there. Leeds are now back and nicely set up, but at the time it wasn't looking great. Paquetá tries to play that forward. Here's Gerard Bowen. One back by Leeds, but then straight back again. Here's Potts. Finds a really fortuitously, nearly falls to Callum Wilson in the box, but Yakubiyol with a really good last-minute tackle. Yeah, he's onside there, and it's a really good little flick and good challenge there by Yakubiyol. Can't see at the moment, CB. I haven't seen any. Mateus Fernandes, though, with the corner. Headed away at the front post by Jack Harrison. Picked up by Juve. Now Wan-Bissaka. Somerville. Now Juve. I don't really get booing like a player like Somerville because we didn't get promoted. Therefore, the season he's had, he needed to be playing in the Premier League. And unless you're actually a Leeds fan, like me, if I was as good as Somerville and Leeds didn't quite get promoted, I would say under no circumstances do I want to leave. I want to get promoted with Leeds because I'm a Leeds fan, right? But Somerville isn't a Leeds fan and owes no real allegiance to Leeds United as a football club and as an institution. If the money comes in for him to go to the Premier League, it's disappointing from a Leeds perspective. Of course it is, but that's just the way football works. So you have to kind of... that's a free kick against Ampadu there for a pull on Paquetá, but you just have to let some people go. So I don't really know why we're booing Somerville. Same as Jorginho. You know, they only ever put their all in. Has Biyol cemented his place? He's had a good game. I wouldn't say he's been a world beater, but then how often do you see performances from centre-backs that make them look amazing? They're just solid most of the time. Bowen tries to play that one back. James Justin. Now Harrison has to clear that one. Ball does stay in here, and Todibo's knocked it out for a Leeds throw-in, so... Somerville scored 19. Right, think about it like this. Somerville scored 19 goals for us in the Championship. Joel Peru won the Golden Boot with, 15 last season? Oh, unlucky as Justin tries to get the ball into Tanaka there. There's a long ball forward here, and Perry is very alive to that and hoofs it into the crowd there. Yeah, he's done well there, Perry. The ball was coming over the top and it looked like Somerville might be in behind, but Perry was already on his bike, ready to come across and get that. Here is Lucas Paquetá out on the right-hand side. Ball in towards him, but Justin comes across and clears that one away. The one thing I'll say is we cannot afford to just sit and defend the rest of this entire game, though, because as soon as they get one back, it starts to look worrying. So you've got to try and... Yes, okay, you can sit in a little bit, but at least try and play on the break and get a goal against the run of play and put it to bed at 3-0. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Back to Potts. Little knocked ball out wide to Juve there. He tries to cross it in, blocked by Aronson. It's a foul throw, surely, but Somerville. Yeah, they've definitely been more dominant in this second half, but Leeds have allowed that, really. Is Paquetá, now Potts. Kilman. Juve tries to put the ball into the box, headed away by Yakabiyol. I've said that a few times today. Here's Paquetá. Now Mateus Fernandez. Wan-Bissaka with the ball out on the right-hand side. Back into Potts. See, I don't think Okafor was ever 100% before this game, and that's why he was taken off. A really delayed decision there from the referee after a potential foul on Lucas Paquetá. He took ages. Leeds had set off again in the other direction. Oh, he went down like a sack of spuds there. Longstaff barely touched him and he's thrown himself to the ground. Free kick in not a bad position here for West Ham, you know. Lucas Perry's hair's grown back quickly, hasn't it? Ball into the box. It's gone over everybody for a Leeds goal kick. Ilya Gruev is going to make his way onto the pitch now. Tanaka is going to come off for Gruev. So Gruev makes his way onto the pitch here. Gruev, of course, more of a defensive option than Tanaka. Yeah, looks like it'll be two holding now with Longstaff in front of them. Header by Ampadu forward there. Ampadu again. No, just heavy touch there, but Gruev mops up nicely with his first touch, gives it to Biyol, and now Perry. Long ball forward from Perry up towards Calvert-Lewin, who holds it up nicely, but it just goes to Potts instead of Aronson. Here's Lucas Paquetá, gives the ball to Wan-Bissaka. Harrison's going to do the run-in to try and get back. Back to Paquetá here. Gruev trying to open up an option. Justin does well to step forward and get rid of that. And then Harrison clears towards Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin just... I think 70th minute, bring on Metcher, fresh legs up top, similar type of player to Calvert-Lewin. I think that's what I'm looking at, especially if you're going to be sitting back now and playing long ball football. You bring on somebody like Metcher. Yes, he's still got that ability to hold the ball up, but he's also got an ability to run in behind a little bit more than what Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got, I think. That's what you get from Metcher. Here's Kilman. But so Leeds have made 3 subs. Here's Potts. Now Todibo. Wan-Bissaka. Todibo's ball forward is cut out there by Justin. Now Gruev. Harrison. Gruev again. Knocks it back to Jakob Yol. Yol is going to roll that across for Perry to hit first time. Calvert-Lewin tried to win that header. Oh, Somerville's done Bogle there, and he's going to try and go down his wing, but Bogle's quick to catch up. Longstaff does so well there to just come and help Bogle out, take the ball off Somerville, and now Leeds can get going again. Here's Aronson, dropped off to Ampadu. Now Jakob Yol. Good ball from B. Oh, not a good ball from Yol. It's been intercepted. Needed to put more on that. Not the worst idea, but needed to put more on it. And that flick there by Callum Wilson, is caught by Lucas Perry. But again, just need to make sure that those mistakes aren't creeping in. Aronson's gone past Juve here with a couple of step overs. Now Ampadu. Gruev. Let's look forward, Gruev. Come on. That's it. Good ball out wide to Aronson. Bogle's going to go beyond you. He's giving you the option for a cross. Aronson himself decides to cross it into the box. Calvert-Lewin gets a head on it, but it hits a West Ham player, taking all the sting out of it. Goes straight through to Areola. Oh, no, he didn't get a head on it. He fell over and got another back heel on it. Yeah, look, if you bring on Dan James... Aronson's had a really good game, but I think if you bring on Dan James for Aronson, bit of fresh legs, injection of pace, and you bring on Metcher for Calvert-Lewin, I think we see this game out. It's the way I'm looking at it. Here's Todibo. Good tackle by James Justin. That's fantastic work by him, and a good ball forward as well to Calvert-Lewin. Someone's got to help him out because he's on his own here, Calvert-Lewin. Here's Harrison, who's giving him that option. Harrison back to Justin. Going backwards again, though, aren't we? In an attacking position, we're going backwards. Yes, we want to keep the ball, but sometimes you do want to score a goal. Good ball there. Here's James Justin, getting ready to cross it in. Justin with the cross into the box. It's away from Calvert-Lewin. There's a pull there by Gruev. Gruev's going to get himself a yellow card, and he's not been on the pitch very long, but he just wanted to stop that counter-attack. Yeah, Gruev got himself a yellow card there. Yeah, Gruev gets himself a yellow card. Calvert-Lewin, I think he needs somebody to... He wins the knockdowns, but then who's there to pick up the pieces? And there's no one at the moment. So for me, he's not been effective in this game. It's not necessarily his fault. It's the way we're playing. But I'd be looking at Metcher and Dan James for that right-hand side. That injection of pace could really kill the game off if he can get in behind. Has Dan James scored this season for Leeds? Good tackle by James Justin, but it is going to be a corner to West Ham. It's Mateus Fernandez who's going to take this corner kick for West Hamage. Corner kick to come in then from West Ham. Put in deep. Head away by Rodon. Juve is going to try and shoot, and it's all nearly a corner. So it's nearly a throw into Leeds. That shot was so bad. So it's going to be Kyle Walker-Peters and a bloke who I've not seen before. So Somerville's coming off. Somerville's going to come off here. Hi, Jeff. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Kyle Walker-Peters and a bloke. Not sure who the other bloke is, though. Oh, Wan-Bissaka and Somerville are coming off. Kyle Walker-Peters and Sangasa. No, Magassa. Magassa's coming on. French midfielder. Or winger. Not sure. Ampadu's done well to just win that straight back off Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson, Calvert-Lewin. I can see why I keep getting confused by it. That's going to be a Leeds throw-in, I hope. Jack Harrison to take it then. Oh no, he's going to drop it off and leave it for James Justin. Na 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 na. Hey, Leeds United. Here's Jacobiol. Now Joe Rodon. Biol's ball forward. Aronson tries to flick it on there, but can't quite get it to Calvert-Lewin. Paquetá, I think, has actually gone out onto the wing, and it looks like Magassa is going to go into a player almost as a number 10, just shadowing Calvert-Lewin. Callum Wilson. I can't not get that mixed up. I think it's just his vibe. Players have stupid superstitions, don't they? And they're all bollocks. But they have their superstitions, like they have to put on both socks before they put on either boot, or just silly little things. And some of them are like, oh, I have to wear gloves, otherwise I won't play well. And that's what's his face? Crescencio Somerville has a free kick against Jacobiol. Yeah, just missed the ball there. It just bounced past him. Free kick then. Paquetá and Mateus Fernandes again are the ones stood over it. 10 minutes to go plus added time. Paquetá crosses that one. Headed away by Calvert-Lewin. Here's Potts. Gurev battling for it. Gurev needs to make sure he doesn't get a second yellow here. Just calmly tackle here. And it's going to go out for a Leeds throw-in. That's good work by Leeds there. Yeah, it's definitely a placebo effect, Chaz, isn't it? Like if they think it's helping them, then it helps them. But that doesn't mean that it actually works. Throw in here by Bogle. Bounced over everyone and Potts can pick it up. Here's Todibo. Here's Magassa now coming forward. Walker-Peters. So many double barrels in this game. Wan-Bissaka, Walker-Peters, Calvert-Lewin. Callum Wilson. Here's Mateus Fernandes, who's just passed the ball straight into touch. Leeds United with a throw-in then. No, Brighton won't be too easy. Brighton are a very good side. They haven't had a great start to the season, but very good side. And of course, coming up against another one of our ex-players in Jorginho Rutter, if he's fit. I'm not sure whether he's fit or not. Oh, the ball's fortuitously gone back to a West Ham player there. And now here's Juve. Juve is going to go for a shot, but it's blocked by Longstaff, and I think that's going to be a corner kick to West Ham here. You need a point per game to stay up. If you can get 38 points, you're staying up, aren't you? You need a point per game, and we'll be on a little bit more than that if we win this game. Mateus Fernandes, the referee's being weird here. The He's going to, hopefully, after all that, he's going to take a bad corner here. The referee stopped him to say it wasn't on the line for the corner. Headed away by Beale. Jack Harrison chasing down Juve. Plays that back to Walker-Peters. He's Lucas Paquetá trying to play the ball down the line for Bowen, but Ampadu does so well there to just take that away. I think we should be looking at bringing on some fresh legs. I really do. And I don't know why we haven't made any more substitutions. Just give Metcher a run out, stretch his legs. Shot from Fernandez from way out. Lucas Perry's going to manage to keep that in. No, he isn't. It's going to be a corner kick. How is he going to get a yellow card for that? He barely touched it. Apparently Lucas Perry's kicking the ball away there, but he just flicked it past a West Ham player. Corner kick then to West Ham. Bring on Metcher. Bring on Dan James. Just stretch them on the break a little bit. Just make them think twice about sending so many players forward. Headed away there by James Justin. Walker-Peters. He's going to try and chip that one back out wide again here to Mateus Fernandez. Calvert-Lewin's coming across to try and stop Paquetá getting the ball in the box. Him and Harrison. Harrison's done really well there and cleared it, but he's passed it straight to Freddie Potts there. Headed away by Rodon. Picked up again by Walker-Peters. We've essentially said, okay, we're winning 2-0 at half-time. Come on, West Ham. Can you score 3 goals in the second half? I don't know why we are so willing to let them attack us. Because it is just wave after wave at the moment. Calvert-Lewin gets a winner there. He needs to do something with it. Magassa makes a sliding challenge on Calvert-Lewin, and now West Ham have the ball straight back again. You've got to do something to stretch the play. If you've got Dan James sprinting down that wing beyond Calvert-Lewin, Calvert-Lewin can just knock the ball into space and Leeds can stretch the game. But leaving it as it is not helpful for anyone, apart from West Ham. Here's Bogle. And by the way, if we still win 2-0 and we haven't made any substitutions, it doesn't necessarily mean that that was the correct thing to do, is not make any subs. Just as I said that, Dan James and Metcher are coming on, which is exactly what I was calling for. Aronson, who's had a good game, off. Daniel James on. And of course, Calvert-Lewin off for Metcher. What numbers Metcher? Is he pretty sure he's 14? There you go. Metcher's coming on then. It's exactly what I wanted to happen. But 10 minutes ago, maybe. Even in the 80th, it just gives you a bit of legs up front, I think. So Bogle can just knock it forward towards Dan James, and whilst he didn't get the ball that time, it makes them drop deeper. You can see that they've all dropped a bit deeper now that Dan James is a threat. Here's Jean-Claire Todibo. Long ball forward here. Jacoby does really well there, and he's saying that he's been hit in the head by Callum Wilson there. Hopefully minimal. Yeah, it seems to be that there's been less stoppages this half, doesn't it? Definitely. Long ball forward then from Lucas Perry. Headed by James Justin. As long as throughout the season, as long as we can stay ahead of 1 point per game, As long as we can stay ahead of 1 point per game, then that'll massively help us out. Look, I think during this game, for the most part, West Ham had 2 central midfielders and the other midfielders were wide players. So they started off with 4 across that midfield. But what I think has happened is they've now brought on 3. They've now got 3 midfielders and are starting to overrun us a little bit. But that's going to be a foul by one of those midfielders, Mateus Fernandes. It's going to be a free kick to Leeds. Joe Rodon gets player of the match. And Purdue can't quite get there ahead of Paqueta. Now Magassar plays the ball to Diouf. Now to Debo. But to be fair, it's also about knowing your opposition, isn't it? And saying, okay, well, West Ham aren't that good, so perhaps we can sit back against them and just hold on. Here is Jared Bowen. Bowen with a... That's 2-1. That's 2-1. The ball crossed into the box there by Bowen, and Fernandes just gets a little flick on it past Lucas Perry, and now we're in a perilous position because we've sat back and we've allowed them. It's a really good finish. It's a really good finish, but no one's there covering him. Four minutes added on. West Ham are now going to be coming forward with everything they've got to try. So we need to score a counter-attack goal to put the game to bed. 3.5 minutes. Yeah, that's the one time when there's been space for somebody and he's scored. He's just hoofed it long there. Longstaff. To Debo. We were on for a clean sheet as well then. To Debo. Bowen. Now Kilman. Potts. To Debo. Long ball into the box and Perry can catch that and fall on it. Long ball forward there from Perry. Feels like he was being held the whole time there, and Leeds are going to win a free kick because of it. He's done really well there, Perry. Metcher. And now Tadebo's going to get himself a yellow card for dissent. Oh, because he kicked the ball away, I think. And he's not. Now he won't face the referee. Yeah, he was just pulling him around there, wasn't he? Oh, he threw the ball away. It's another double-barreled name, Jean-Claire. His first name's this time, though. That's a handball there from Walker-Peters. Longstaff with a good challenge. Ooh, bad tackle, though, by James Justin. He's going to get himself a yellow card. Yeah, VAR are going to check the challenge by James Justin as well. Yeah, no way it's a red card. He gets Yeah, he's in front of him trying to block a pass more than anything. They're just going to throw it long here. They've got so many players forward. You could throw a blanket over nearly all the players here. Plays it short, and now he's going to send it long. And he's slipped. Headed away here, but here's Bowen. Plays out wide to Paquetá. Juve cleared away by Ampadu. Only up, though, not very far away. That's going to be a free kick to Leeds. Very clever bit of play by, I think that's Jaden Bogle there. That's the 4 minutes. Oh no, it's not. On the actual game, it's not. Mine must have been ahead by a few seconds. Sorry, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's the final whistle if Leeds send it long. Perry's just going to hoof it as far as he can. Long ball forward from Perry. Headed by Kilman. Away by Bogle. It's going to be a throw-in to West Ham. Referee should have blown his bloody whistle by now, though. Oh, that's it. That's it. Leeds United 2, West Hamage Albion 1. Should have been 0. We should have scored more than that. Yes, we won the game, but it doesn't mean that we should have sat back the way that we did. We've won the game, which means that we are on more than a point per game, which is the target that we needed to set for ourselves. So, look, you can't complain in the end, but the way it came about, not massively happy about it. Let's have a look at the Premier League table. That brings us up to 13th, 11 points after 9 games. You wouldn't scoff at that, would you? Yeah, look, 13th. You really, really wouldn't worry about that too much. Yes, we've played one more game than everybody else, but the lowest we can go at the end of this weekend is 16th. Not bad, is it? Not bad, is it, to come away with a victory? Performance in the first half, very good. Performance in the first half, very good. Performance in the second half, decent defensively, but just to sit back like that, inviting that onto yourself, really, really not helpful. Remember, guys, for the weekend's games, if you want to check out Match Bingo, hit that link in the description down below, and remember, gamble responsibly. There's also a link for that. Or if you want to scan your phone on the screen, scan that QR code that's on the screen down here somewhere, and sign up today using my link in the description. This weekend you could have however many teams you wanted to be to score a goal, and as they score, 2 lines wins a prize. All is a full house, like bingo, and you win some money. Thank you, everybody, so much for your continued support. Thank you for all of the super chats and gifted memberships. Mr. P with some more gifted memberships there. Thank you so much, Mr. P. Always supporting the channel. Thank you, everybody, so much. Really, really appreciate all the super chats. It really, really helps me out, especially since I've gone full time with this. Every little bit helps me out so much. So thank you, everybody. Leeds United 2, West Ham 1. 3 points on the board from Leeds. 3 wins in 9 games and 2 draws is not bad at all. Really is not bad for a start to a Premier League season for a newly promoted club. Very happy with the result. Not necessarily as happy with the performance. I'm going to break that down and analyse it more in the match reaction, which will be out on the channel So thank you everybody so much for watching the video. Thank you for supporting the stream, supporting the channel in general. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. We'll be live, of course, next weekend. But before then, there'll be a tactical preview. There'll be a match reaction. So thank you everybody so much. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. It's just random, I think, Chewy. But yeah, I'll go into more detail about sitting back, about what subs I thought we should have made, what we should have done. But yeah, make sure if you're new here and you enjoyed the stream, you hit that sub button. And if you're old here, thanks for sticking with it. See you in a bit.